Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Today I would like to talk about Goldman Sachs, an investment bank out of New York City. Back when I was in college, everybody wanted to work for Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley. It's a premier investment firm and bank worldwide. But before we get into our discussion, I'd like to remind everybody that the Stock Planner channel's goal is to be educational and share some ideas and share the way I'm doing it and get some criticism and feedback to help improve my trading. And then, of course, yours. You must do your own due diligence. Nobody's advising. You must learn it yourself and win. Let's get started. This is a pretty cool work environment. I'm a little older and I never really worked in an environment like this. It's really kind of neat. This is Goldman Sachs, and this is after COVID, right here, the COVID drop. And then from here to here, it's been going up from a low of 130 to a high of 418 or so. This is the weekly. I like to draw my fibs on weekly, Fibonacci sequence. And I like to use the zigzag, which is these little lines are the zigzag indicator for my support and resistance lines. This is done automatically using an indicator on TradingView. Those indicators I listed below and how I set my screen up. TradingView is free and you can do a lot with it. Support, that's resistance and support, and the Fibonacci 50%. And typically I believe in the 50% retracement rule. When you have a print like that, eventually, but it'll usually come back to that at some point in time and then continue on in the prevailing trend, which just is definitely a prevailing upward trend. Looking at the daily, this is the weekly, the daily. Before we move on, do you think, as a swing trader, you see the upward movement, is it going to hit this line first or come back to this line? Goldman Sachs is up today. Are banking and banks, investment firms, going to do well in a recession, inflation times, or not so good? I think they'll do well. Now we'll go to the daily. Each bar is now worth a day's worth of trading, expanding it. Is it coming down here first or up here first? Here's earnings. Earnings is 15 October. I don't want to trade too close to earnings. Job of a swing trader is to capture these swings. If you can capture them, you made some serious bank. This is the last print on the daily. 50% of that is right there, and you're trading at the 50% level now. MACD says it's going up. Stochastic says it's going up, but usually when it's in the overbought condition, it's a sign that it might come around, and this is approaching its overbought condition. That could happen here. Overbought, come back around, and you see this. Oversold, come back around, and you see this. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with this stock technically. Earnings. So why do I want to talk about it? Well, according to Seeking the Alpha, in the last few days, Goldman Sachs is undervalued, according to this author. The people that work there are extremely talented. I said that everybody wanted to try to work for there, and they still do. And I went to Penn State years ago. And they're saying that check out the call options. And we're going to do that. A call option, if you buy a call option, it means that you want it to go up. Or you could sell a put. Is Goldman Sachs the Apple of investing banking? Without going too much into the article, they're saying that the stock is undervalued and has some great growth factors. Well, looking at TipRanks, yes, that's nice about TipRanks. It's 6 days to earnings. We knew that already, though. It was one of my complaints. 392, 393, going to 440. That's a good size distance, covered by 12 analysts, and a couple of them say it's going to go as high as 540 and a low of 370. That's that person doesn't like it. 1 sell, 10 buy. That's just the average. Overall ranking of 7. Hedge fund activity decreased. Some insider activity. All this other stuff is green, especially the technicals and the fundamentals. This stock is a high flyer. The chart looks good. I use another tool called Simply Wall Street. It gives you 5 free analysis where you're going to analyze 5 free stocks a month, which is not a lot. In the paid version is $10 or $15. Goldman Sachs, a financial institution, provides a range of financial services for corporations, financial institutions, government, and individuals worldwide. It's trading at 17 or 18% below its fair market value. And earnings, oh my goodness, 308 pays us a pretty good dividend, 2 or 3, 2. Earnings are forecast to decline for the next 3 years. Significant insider trading. We've seen that in TipRanks. These are the competitors. Houlihan Lokey, which is not something that I follow and that heard very little about, but look at that green snowflake compared to this snowflake. The health of this company is very well, but it's just Charles Schwab, Interactive Brokers, and others. And this is where I got the news on that. And it's well covered for news. Goldman Sachs exceeded the U.S. capital markets industry, which returned a 54% over the past year. This is an undervalued company, according to Simply Wall Street. Yeah, you don't see you see a slight decline in their earnings and in revenue. This is not what you want to see. This is what you want to see. Assets and liabilities. This is pretty cool. Long term, not so good, and it pays a dividend, as we said. All right, it's decision time. Are you bullish or bearish on Goldman Sachs? Well, there's some bullish fundamentals there and some bearish ones. So let's just say it's going to stay in this area here. And where would you want to buy this? Well, I think we could buy this and be happy with this at around 375. Let's see if we can find something around 375 and see if we can put a deal together. I'd be happy to buy it at 375. This is a simulation, an option simulation tool. And if the market's going to not work for you this month in October, it'd be a good time to start learning options if you don't know them and practice. But we're going to short a put. Yeah, this stock is Goldman Sachs, $400 stock. It's too much margin holds. So let's see what we can do about a bull put spread. So we want to go to January. So if it stays above 378, we have a margin hold of $500 and we're getting a credit of 167. And that is a pretty good percentage of profit. Let's set this thing at 8%. And I back tested a lot of these stocks at 8%. And if it reaches 8% rise from where it's at, from where this thing's at, you can make a $79 profit. But it has to go to 424. And of course, our stop loss is at 362. Let's see how that looks like. Anyway, putting up $500 and getting 167 is a 33% profit. Taking profit early at, say, $83 is about half of that at 16%. 16% in a few weeks, that's pretty cool. But if you hold it up to the end, you're getting the full, and it stays above 378, you get the full enchilada. TA, profit target, stop loss, stay above. Needs to stay above that, 378, and we get for the next 2 to 3 months, and we get approximately $150. Well, I think it was 168. 424, and that's some distance there. So you'll have to take profit somewhere in here. And 362 is our stop loss right here. So you want this to play above this. Okay, so if you have a long bias, you could do a bull put spread. And if you have a short bias, you could do a bear call spread the opposite way. I'm not going to go through that because this is too good a stock. I'm going to take the advice of Seeking Alpha, as a lot of other people will. And I'll try to get into this bull put spread. And besides, I have a lot of downward biased stocks in my portfolio. In other words, my portfolio is negative biased at the moment for October. And this expires in January. So this might be something to take away some of that negative bias. What do you think of this trade? Goldman Sachs, is it a buy for you or a sell for you? Do you believe the analysts? I'd like to hear from you. Put your comments below. If you like this setup, by the way, and how I set up my trading view charts, the link is in the description. Also have a free Discord chat. You're welcome to take a look at it. Do your own due diligence and happy trading. We'll catch you on the flip. By the way, since I'm sharing my ideas with you, my trading has gotten better. I'd sure like to hear a couple ideas from you. as well. Let's win. Let's make some money.